Well, nothing like this can happen without a little technical difficulty, right? Angela's going out. We need to get connected with our live streamers again. It disconnected here, and now it's not connecting, so she's going to go out there, and she'll be back with them. Just to start off tonight, I wanted to make sure that each of you who are here understand. I think that you see me a lot because I'm on Facebook all the time, and I'm communicating that way. You know Elizabeth really well because she's emailing back and forth, and she's chatting with you. And you may even know Rosemary now. We just barely hired Rosemary to help answer calls and to help you understand how to use the family school better. But this program is a lot more than me, Rosemary, and Elizabeth. And so I wanted to take a minute to just introduce a few of them. This is not everyone, but this is some of the people who make a big impact in the family school and its development. But I'm going to get to my list because just in case I don't want to forget anyone. Any committee members here? I know I see one. Board members, Family Education Center Committee. Go ahead and stand up. Katie. And Katie's not been well, so she's here with us tonight, and I'm really glad that she was able to make it. Anyone else? Grant's a committee member, but Grant I was going to have introduced. Oh, yes, you are on the committee, the Family Education Center Committee as well. Grant is the head of school at American Heritage School. Come on in, everybody. Don't wait around out there. Great. Angela's connected again. I was really feeling anxious about that. So Grant is the head of school at American Heritage School, and like all the programs at American Heritage, the Lyceum Orchestra, the Youth Chorus, Grant oversees everything. He's a great leader. So did you raise your hand? Everybody know where Grant is? Authors, editors, designers, go ahead and stand up if you're here. And this is not all of our team. Yeah. Jane and Nanette, her sister. Oh, there's Nanette, just walked in the door. Great. They write geography, but they also are our content editors, and so they look at every single lesson plan that goes out and make sure that it has a similar voice and that another set of eyes have had a look at these lesson plans before they get published online and printed. Karen, you saw back there, she said the opening prayer. Karen single-handedly writes literature and history, so she does a tremendous amount of work, and those are some subjects that I know many, many homeschoolers love dearly, literature and history. And then who else did we have? Rosemary's written a lot of high school lesson plans for history and literature as well. 4 years of high school of history and literature. And then who else did we have here? Cheryl. So all those really pretty flashcards and timeline cards, that's Cheryl's work. And Jenna's work. And there are probably 3 times as many authors and editors and designers who aren't here, who don't live close enough to be here, or who do and just can't be here tonight to be with us. Somebody that I need to acknowledge is Annalee Barajas. Annalee is our project manager. And without Annalee, I could say this about a lot of people, without this person, this wouldn't happen. But Annalee touches every little piece of the family school, every flashcard, every timeline, every handout, every link to a resource, every lesson plan. Annalee has her fingerprint on those, and we love her and are grateful for her. That was one of the pieces of the miracle team, and we're grateful for her. We have, I've already introduced Elizabeth and Rosemary. Elizabeth's back in the back. How many have chatted with Elizabeth? Elizabeth Henderson, she's been with us for about 2 years. And so if you ever live chat online or send an email, it's likely that Elizabeth's going to be the one that gets back with you. And then Rosemary is going to be calling you. She's going to be the one that's on the phone with you and helping you make sure you understand how the family school works. And if you have any questions, you'll call and you'll probably talk with Rosemary. And we just were able to hire Rosemary, so that was really great. And little by little, we add very important people to this whole program and this process, and we're grateful for them. And they're back. Okay, good. They did miss the opening prayer. It was such a great prayer. Well, make sure you get the closing. And Deanna in the back here, she just makes sure we don't make dumb decisions, huh, Deanna? What would your title be? She watches out for our financial decisions, really. So she's our financial manager of the program, and she really does have great insight, and she takes care of us. She's looking out for us, making sure that this program is sustainable and something that can be around for your children and your grandchildren, hopefully, one day. Oh, I am. Yeah, I'm getting there. I should introduce my wife, Amber. She's like giving me the X. But Amber, if you ever order something online, which you likely have or you will, that all is shipped by Amber. And she is ultra organized, and so it really works well for us to have her do that. And we're grateful for her. She does a really good job. And we have a house full of curriculum. And every once in a while, she'll even let people come over to the house and pick things up, which I tell her not to do. But if you call and you're emailing, you're crying in your email with emojis with tears, she may just let you come over and pick it up. Oh boy. They said they can hear me just fine. All right, is that better? Okay. Next, I want to introduce some people who just came in. They're on a committee as well, the Cobbs, right here. And I love this couple. They are great. They used the family school before they moved to the school from Texas. And they've really stepped in and helped us and lifted where we've needed them. And many of our committee members do that. I wish they could all be here and so we could acknowledge them. One of our developers who's kind of pitch hitting for us right now and making sure that this happened tonight lives in India and works for Ben. And he's donated a good portion of that good man who's been really good and worked out really well. And then lastly, I wanted you to meet this young man here, James. James, why don't you stand up? James. James really is quite a gentle giant. He is. I just don't know how to. I just don't know how to explain how much I love James and love working with James. He is someone who is gifted in many ways, and not just with a keyboard in front of him, but in many other ways that are even more significant. But without James, we would not be having this fun reveal evening. Maybe a few years later we would have it. James, 3 years ago, almost to this day, over this period of time, James created the very first version of the family school. So what you use today, James developed when he was 18. And now James is actually 17. 3 years later, fast forward 3 years now, James, over the last 6 months, has been creating the family school my way. And so we're just really, really grateful to have him. He is a really important piece of this team. Anyway, big congratulations, round of applause, claps for our team, and we'll move on. Actually, before we get to the reveal, where we show you, kind of how this new site works, I wanted to tell you a little story, and I wanted to kind of help you understand how this all got started, but quickly. I'll try to not belabor this. I came to the school after a couple years of them starting with their distance education program, and when I came, Grant and Leland, and you know Leland. Leland just left to China. In fact, his whole family's there, and he's left our team. But Leland was here with Grant, and they asked me to help them develop this new distance ed program. And I knew nothing about online education period, frankly, and I knew nothing about homeschooling. And as I got into it, I realized that homeschooling is really the place that connected with American Heritage the best. And so if you're looking for an audience to help, it was for homeschoolers. And after about 6 months of work researching, I did a ton. I mean, I was in grocery stores asking questions about what people knew about this school. And then I was with homeschoolers at homeschool conferences, and then we did focus groups, and I went in and did tons of observations where I'd sit down and watch you homeschool and try to learn as much as I could about why homeschoolers homeschool and what it is, if anything, the school could provide. And after about 6 months of research, I remember I went into Grant's office and I said, I've learned 2 things about homeschoolers. I said, one, I've learned that the reason American Heritage does what they do is the same reason homeschoolers do what they do. And so our motivation, our objectives, our purposes for doing what we do align perfectly with these homeschoolers. So that is the group that we need to serve. And that wasn't anything surprising because you had been calling us in previous years saying, I've heard about you and just wondering if you have any curriculum that you can share with us. And then the other thing I learned was that you meet a homeschooler, you've met one homeschooler. And that's so true, isn't it? You're all very unique, and you all have very strong opinions about what you do and why you do it. You're very passionate about what you do. And I remember thinking, so we can provide the kind of curriculum that we teach here on campus, but we've got to figure out a way to do it for homeschoolers. And if we stay true to who we are, then it's going to be something that serves them well. And so I kind of had an idea of how to address the first finding, which was you're homeschooling because you love your children, you love the gospel, you love learning, and you want them to love learning. You want them to love the gospel. You want them to love the Lord. And you want to connect all that in your experiences at home. And that's why American Heritage was here, doing the same thing. And so in our first version of the family school, that's really what we were looking at. We were trying to take all the methods, the curriculum, the ideology, the philosophy, the pedagogy, and connect it with a product that would work for you and your home. And so it didn't look exactly the same, but it had a lot of the same things we do here on campus. And the way that it was really unique for you was that it was it was something for you to teach to all your children at the same time. So it was kind of this one-room schoolhouse, teaching multiple children of various ages together. So now, here we are 5 years later, to the day, in fact, when we launched the first version of the family school, the very first person who purchased that printed version of the family school bought that today, 5 years ago. Isn't that amazing? And then 175 families used the family school that first year. And so 5 years we've been refining that and working on it, and we've been providing a solution to that first finding, remember? And today we get to show you something that really addresses that second thing. That honestly, in the beginning, when I was visiting with Grant, I never had in mind, and I never thought, and I don't think we thought for a long time, that we would ever provide something for families, for any family. We were always okay with saying the family school isn't for everybody, but it's a great resource, but it's not for everyone, right? But today, I think we can say the family school can be for every family. It doesn't make any difference whether they're homeschooling or not, whether they're public schooling and supplementing on the side on the weekends or in the summertime. If they have a philosophy, if they have an agency-based philosophy or an unschooling philosophy or an eclectic kind of schooling, and that's not an offensive term, by the way, I've learned in homeschooling to say you're unschooling. That's something that philosophy really ascribes to. And in the past, when they've looked at the family school, when any family have looked at the family school, in some senses they've said, well, this is a curriculum, and this is something that might be good for some families but not for others. It's a little bit structured, perhaps. It's maybe too scripted for me. But what we're going to show you today is a version of the family school that really can be for every family. And so this idea that you meet one homeschooler and you meet a homeschooler and you've met one homeschooler, I think we have a solution for that. All right. Are you guys ready to see this? All right. Now I have to admit, I've spent 10 minutes on this site. Like I already said, James has slept 6 hours in 3 days, which means he just finished programming something before he came into this room. I got to get this closer, or Angela's going to give me a hard time.
Well, all your hands.
All right. We could listen to David Archuleta. All right. First off, when you come to the family school now, this is your login page, and please send in your pictures. We want to see you, and we want to put you here. This resolution's not exactly like it should because of this projector, but it looks like it's actually doing pretty good. That's great. Let's see what it does when I go full screen. That's still okay. Fantastic. Okay, this is the login screen, and so you can see a few of the families. These are families that use the family school. This is the Neiman family and the Hadley family, and the Lopez family in Mexico City. That's a great picture, huh? Shakespeare Week. Karen, you'll love that. So we get signed in here, and the first thing that will happen when you go to the family school now is that you'll have your own dashboard. Now, this dashboard isn't really built out with much because I haven't done much in the family school yet. I've not added any courses to my calendar. I've not completed any lessons. I've not joined any forums. And these are all the kinds of things that you can do now. I'll show you a little bit about how to do them, but you're not going to see them right here on this dashboard. I should just ask you to tell me what you want to see first. Let's talk about the content, okay? We've had a lot of questions and even anxiety about this content. You know, is it changing? Am I going to be able to do everything I used to do? And I know that change is scary to a certain degree, but I'll just show you right now. We'll put that to bed. So you recognize these little icons here. Now when you go to when you click on courses, you see subjects. And before you would select a certain level of academics, K-8 or 9-12, and you would see years, right? And now you're seeing subjects. And if I click on any of these subjects, and you can see I can toggle between K-8 curriculum, 9-12 curriculum, co-op and academy curriculum. And you can see some of these icons aren't here yet. They will be soon. But in K-8, let's select, what do you want it to go to? Science, okay. Science. And now what we see in science are not year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, whatever. You see different courses. We have zoology and astronomy, geology, cytology, botany. Do any of these sound familiar? This is the exact same content. We just used to frame it up as a year. So year 1, science used to be zoology. And so now we just have a zoology course. We click on zoology. It brings up a little description about that course. We're going to have a little video, a little image over here on the left side eventually about that course, maybe from the author. And you can see it has a number of units, just like before, has the same units, the invertebrate unit, the vertebrate unit, ecosystems. But within each of these units, we have lesson plans. So we can click on any of these lesson plans. I'm not going to go too much farther in this section, or at this point. I'm going to come back to this, though, okay? Does everybody feel okay that the content's still there? All right. Let's go back to the dashboard and start from there again. So that's how you navigate and find content. Just select the subjects that you're interested in, and then select the courses that you want to add to your calendar. I'm going to show you how to build a calendar right now. We've talked a little bit about building a calendar online. We talked a little bit about this at the retreat as well. Is it not loud enough, Amber? People online can't hear? Yeah. Just louder. Boy. I guess it doesn't matter where you sit either, does it? I mean, it's not like you could get closer and... Okay. All right. So off to the right side of your dashboard, when you log in now, and you can log in as soon as you get home, you're going to see exactly what I see here. You can see the domain is thefamilyschoolonline.org. That's going to change to familyschoolonline.org really soon, in a couple days. But one of the three tools that we've really been working a lot on are, 1, the calendar, 2, editing lesson plans, so making the lessons your own, and 3, how to connect with each other, how to find people close to you. And so I'm going to show you those 3 things, but there are a lot of other things to look around at, but we're not going to be able to cover everything tonight. I also want to leave about 15 minutes for question and answer. So we'll go until about, what time is it right now? It's 7:30. So we'll go about 15 minutes on this demo, and then we'll have about 15 minutes to do some question and answer, okay? So you can know that we're going to have time for that. So why did we build a calendar? Why was that important? The calendar really is the foundation. It's kind of fundamental to solving a problem. And the problem is that when you teach our year of curriculum, remember again, you're not the same, right? No family is the same. You all have different amounts of time, different strengths, weaknesses, challenges in your home, and different objectives too. And so when we'd give you a year and you'd say, I want to do year 1 or year 2 or year 3 or whatever, that only worked for a very small group of families, meaning there were only a very small percentage of the families who did any given year who actually completed the year. And that doesn't really matter, does it? But a lot of families felt like it did matter, particularly new families to homeschooling. And so the calendar flips it around. And it basically says, we're not going to tell you what our year is anymore. We're going to give you all of our content, and we're going to have you build a calendar around your specific year, teaching year. So really it forces our members to think about what their year might look like. When am I taking a break? When am I having that baby? When are we going on this reunion? When is summer break for our family? How long is Christmas break? And when you make those decisions for yourself, then you can work backward. And the calendar will actually show you what you should bite off and how much you can do. And so you create your own year. And the calendar just helps you set your expectation accurately. So you don't try to do more than what you can. And so you don't feel like a failure in December when you're a quarter of the way through our year and you're halfway through the school year. Does that make sense? So let's look at this. If we go to my calendar, you can see that here, if I click on this schedule generator, this tells me that I have 208 days remaining. Well, I'm going to show you right now why it says that. And you can see that I've added a number of courses here as well. James, where do I see that again? Oh, settings. That's right. Sorry. Go to settings. The first thing you have to do to set up your calendar is tell us a few things about how you homeschool. That's really important because we can auto-generate your calendar based on the answers to 3 questions. Generally, on which days of the week will you teach? So how many teach Monday through Friday? Okay. How many teach less than Monday through Friday? 4 days a week. That's interesting. How many teach 3 days a week? Family school, that is. You might teach other curricula too, right? So let's just say it's 4. So let's say it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm going to uncheck Friday. So generally speaking, I teach those 4 days of the week. the next thing I need to know to build your calendar using this tool is what kind of format are you going to, what kind of rotation are you going to follow for teaching? Are you going to teach one course at a time and then move on to the next course? Is that how you want to do it? You want to teach one lesson and then move on to the next course lesson and then the next course? So that's lesson by lesson. You might try to teach a lesson from each subject each week. Do you want to teach every unit by unit? So you want to teach a unit of history, then a unit of literature. I'm personally going to select course by course because that's how we like to do it. And then below, the last thing, once I've said which days of the week I'm going to teach and what kind of process or what kind of rotation I'm going to follow, then we just need to know when you're not homeschooling, right? And so you can see I've gone in here and I've listed a number of times when I'm not going to be homeschooling. I started today because I created the calendar today, about an hour ago. And I said, I'm not going to teach today, and I'm not going to start teaching until after Labor Day on the 4th of September. And I'm going to take a Thanksgiving break, and we're going to take a nice long Christmas break, and we're going to go somewhere over our spring break. And let me just show you how this works. I saved one for this demo. But let's say we stop homeschooling in end of May. May 31st, does that sound like a good day? Yeah? So May 31st, and we got to get back to, where do I get back to? Just the day that I started, James? Oh, good catch. Can I do that? No, I can't. Oh, no, that's right. Yeah. James, why can't I click anything in here? Oh. There you go. Just testing you. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I have to come back to the day that I started. Okay, so I've added that section. Now, once I click on Save These Changes, and then I click the, so I've built my, I've set up my calendar, I've created the settings, and I'm going to go to the schedule generator. And at the top of my schedule, it's going to tell me how many days I have remaining. Isn't this awesome? So how many lessons are in a year of the family school? Does anybody know? I know Nanette knows. No? It's 180 with 180, actually, it's 185 with the foundations lessons, right? So am I going to feel really happy about my year at the end of the year if I am teaching year one? And I can only teach 133 days of the year? Probably not. Probably not. I'm going to feel like I failed on some level. Maybe you won't, but a lot of people do. So I've added these courses to my schedule, and as I go through and I look up the different courses, and I would recommend that you sit down with your children and you go through each of these subjects and you look at the courses. Let's learn about adversity and blessings and see what that's all about, and strengthening character, and we can read about them. And together as a family now, you can sit down with your children and you can decide together, one, what do I want to teach? And two, what are my kids interested in learning? And you can build, and let's say, well, let's read Carry On Mr. Bowditch this year. This is the actual course. Let's say you decide that you want to teach this course right here. All you have to do is just add that course. Okay? And then if I go back to my dashboard or I go back to my calendar, actually if I go back to my schedule generator, you can see that I've added 5 courses here to my calendar that I want to teach. And so as I drag these in to my schedule, I'm going to prioritize them. I want to teach strengthening character first, and then we're going to do art, and then we're going to do cytology. And you see what's happening with this little ticker? You see what's happening? So now how many days do I have left? Or how many lessons can I teach? 33. So I have a decision now. I can say, well, we're not going to teach that unit. We'll go find another unit. I can add it, but it tells me I don't have enough days available to add this course. So given that it's only 2 days, I'd probably go back to my settings and I would change something a little bit. Maybe we'll homeschool a couple extra days when we thought we might not into the summer, or maybe we'll take a little less time. Okay? I won't do that right now because we don't have time. But once you've added the courses you want and you've rearranged them however you want them to appear on your calendar, then all you have to do is click Generate Calendar. And now let's go to the calendar. Success, the calendar's been created. Now it said I wasn't going to start teaching until when? September. And it said I was going to teach Monday through Thursday. And so you can see, and it said that I was going to teach one course at a time. So you see all my literature lessons are lined up exactly like I wanted them to be. And then I get through literature, and then I start teaching my art, right? These will be changed. Pretty soon it'll be L for literature. That stands for lesson right now, and A for art. So you'll be able to tell from the title in your calendar what subject that is. All right, does everybody understand how to add a course and how to build their calendar? What do you think? Okay, decent? Okay, next. Making the lessons your own. So this was something that that you've been asking for a long time. You wanted the lessons to be shorter. They were a little overwhelming, too much material. Or you wanted an outline version of a lesson. And so this is what we've done to kind of solve that. I'm going to just click on, I'm going to show you how this works. You can go to your calendar and you can actually click on any of these lessons in your calendar, and you can click on it right here and it'll take you right to your lesson. So you can use your calendar to find your lesson of the day, or you can go to your dashboard and you can click on your lesson of the day here. So if I have a lesson for the day, of course I don't because it's July 27th. There we go, our first bug. Then you could click on it right there. Okay, so your lessons, your dashboard again is going to be the place where you start your day each day. It's going to show you all the courses that you have in your calendar. It's going to show you how far along you are in each of those courses. This little toggle will just kind of advance as you complete lessons. It'll show you what your lesson is of the day, and you can click on it right there. But we don't have that there, so we'll just go to our master calendar and we'll click on a lesson. We'll go to that lesson. This lesson is Lesson 2, Symbols and Meanings of Literature. So you'll notice it's laid out a little bit different. You remember it had the preparation and materials at the top? Well, we have a section just for that now. So plan and prepare is in here. This is where your desired results are. This is where your home and prep materials are. This is where the vocabulary is for the lesson. This is where all the print-on-demand options will be. And then this little member tips and reviews, I'm going to come back to that in just a second. We have a teach and learn, and this is the lesson. So everything in teach and learn is the actual lesson. Everything that's plan and prepare is in that section. And then the last section that we have is this record and share. And record and share, this looks very familiar to you, I'm sure, but this is where you have all the activities and assignments for each age group. So observers, you just open it up. This is just accordion style here. And you can click on these activities and assignments and download the handouts just as you always have. The enrichment section is there as well. Okay, so let's go back to teach and learn because that's where the real functionality is for adapting the lesson and making it your own. Each section of the lesson, the review section, the attention activity, the research section, then the reasoning section, and then the relate. You see these little green toggles here? So if I want to edit this, all I have to do is toggle it over, and I have a little edit option now. And now this becomes my content. If I want to change this picture, I can. If I want to add a new one, I can. If I want to read a different scripture, I can just do it there, and I can hyperlink it to lds.org. If I want to delete a good portion of this section because it's just too much, then I can do that. If I want to just ask this one question, right? or I should say, that's not a question there, but you know what I mean. If I don't want to cover this part, I can just delete it. So that's how you take content out. And then all you have to do is save. You can also select any portion of this lesson. And if I highlight any portion of this lesson, I get this little icon. That also means that I can do something. I click on it, and I can add a comment. I love the family school. Just in case you needed a reminder. Or you needed to remind your kids, right? You can save it, and you'll see it changes the color. And we're going to add some additional colors to this because there are some common annotations that you might make. If you scroll over it, it just tells you what it is. That works on mobile really well too. Yeah. Yeah, although I don't think we have it for them to see. What is it? The toggle at the top? Oh, I just have to toggle back. That's right. That's right. That's right. So down. There we go. There you go. Can I toggle back and see the same changes? Or did I lose them? They're there. Okay. Not now. Not at this point. But that wouldn't be hard to do. Now that this is built, I mean, really all of these tools, the real hard work, this is what I do all day. I make all these promises and then James has to fulfill them. It's like the programmer's dilemma. Oh yeah, it's totally easy. What happened? I think I must have touched something. Oh, okay. Well, online people, Elizabeth's back there answering questions. Elizabeth, are you answering questions online? Okay, Elizabeth's, but we will let them, yeah, of course, as well. But they can ask questions right now. That's the great thing about being online. They can ask questions and Elizabeth's up there answering. Okay. So now that I've made any edit, once you've made an edit, and I could make a lot of edits, right? You could do a lot of things to this lesson. I just showed you a couple really quick. But you see this little button that popped up that wasn't there before? Once you've edited it, now you can just click this print, and you can print off your lesson. Okay? All right. Last thing. Did I miss anything, James, in this section? Oh, marking it complete. Oh, yeah. Thank you. So anytime you see a star, you can rate it. So you can rate courses. If you notice when we were looking for courses, there were stars there. And if I click on that, I can rate it. I can review it. You can't review something until you've actually done it, though. So once I mark this complete, then a couple really important things happen here. It pulls up this box that allows you to give some tips. Loved this lesson. I used a YouTube video that was perfect. And you might put the link there, HTTPS, right? And you can add it. I can rate the lesson. Of course, it was 5 stars, right? Submit the review. And then remember when I said I was going to come back to this plan and prepare section? If you go back to plan and prepare now, this is one of the things that I'm most excited about. Okay, I accidentally did it twice. But when you're planning and preparing, now, instead of just looking at the desired result, home and prep, vocabulary, print on demand, you will always want to click on this member tips and reviews. Why not? These are families, these are mothers who've used the exact same lesson, they've taught it, and they have ideas, right, for how to do that lesson better. Everybody will have an idea when they teach that is unique, that is different. And so all of those resources, all of those ideas that you have, that you do, that are unique, you need to put them here. At the end of the lesson, you complete the lesson. You need to complete the lesson, or you won't be able to generate your calendar correctly if you need to generate it again after you've made some changes. So complete the lesson. It's going to give you the ability to review that lesson and to give everybody else who teaches that lesson in the future your ideas. Isn't that awesome? That's going to be a really nice help. I think that'll solve a lot of the problem with just coming to a curriculum and for the first time for these new homeschoolers or new family schoolers and doing something for the first time. They teach that very first lesson, and now they have tips from 50 other people who've taught that lesson. All right. Last thing. This is it's not simple. It wasn't simple. Sorry, James. It wasn't simple, but it's quick. It's really exciting to see. But how to connect with each other. One of the most common questions we get is, who do you know that lives in my area? Or how do I get in touch with people who use the family school in my area? And we have a solution for you now. This member map. So you can see this member map. It clusters like LDS tools. Have you ever tried to find a church meeting house with LDS tools? Very similar to that. I can see in this area of New Mexico there are 9 families. I don't think all the families are here, James, but they're not. Yeah. Anyway, you get the idea, and it will be comprehensive pretty soon. But you can see we're still a red dot. It's kind of like a heat map. And as we start zooming in, it starts breaking them apart as we get closer and closer. So let's just go to this area right here. And at some point, you've gone as far as you need to go in order to see a dot for each family. And actually, sometimes it won't. Like you can see right here, there's still 3. Well, we can go again. And I can't go any further. And we did this intentionally. We didn't want to get so close. So we actually set this map so that you couldn't get close enough to identify where somebody lives, just to protect your privacy. But we wanted them to know that they're close, right? If I live right here and I want to get in contact with some family schoolers, now all I have to do is click on these little dots, and I see that Ruth P. lives pretty close to me, and I can send a little message to Ruth. I don't know anything about Ruth. Don't know her last name. I don't know her email address, but now I can say, hi, well, never mind. Hi, how are you? I'm a family schooler too, blah, 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 right? And I can send that, and it's going to send it to Ruth because we know Ruth's email address. And so this piece of software just connects that message to Ruth. She gets the message, and what does she see? Well, you probably wonder, well, what does she see of mine? Well, let's go back to our settings, and I can show you what they see. Where are my settings, James? What's that? Where are the settings? Oh, my profile. Sorry. Yep. Profile, there's your personal details. You can upload a picture. Billing details. This is for your account. And then settings and privacy. In settings and privacy, this is where we were with calendar, where you set up your calendar settings. It's the same place you go to set up your map settings. So if you want to share your last name, if you want to share your phone number, your email address, your address, you can. You just have to do that, save changes. But we're not going to share that. You have to do that on your own, okay? But regardless, you can connect with each other. So this might not be super exciting for you because you're here close in Utah and there are family schoolers all over and there are homeschoolers all over, and you don't feel quite as lonely as the families online that are listening right now. But for them, this is probably a pretty significant tool to allow them to connect with each other. Again, big round of applause to James, the mastermind. Okay, questions? Okay, So you want to know, I bought a bunch of print curriculum and it's by year. How does that line up? And what courses should I select that match with the curriculum that I've already bought, right? So we don't have it on here right now, but when you go into the gym after this, and when you get all your free curriculum, every table has that chart. We're going to put that chart online, and it just says what year and which courses for each subject. It's just a matrix that we've created, and we just need to put it online so that you can compare that as you go along. Eventually, it won't matter, right? Because you're going to start purchasing print product by the course now. And some of those are back there as well. Amber, are those, did those get created? Those little boxes? Awesome. So you can actually go see the Scholar School boxes that we're going to be sending for each course. And you're also going to see the teacher tool boxes with all the course material. So again, when you buy printed material now, you're going to buy it by the course. So you can buy it whenever you want. You know, you teach one course and you buy the stuff just for that course, not for the entire year. You can just buy it for one course. And then when you're done with that course, you could buy it for the next one. Okay, did I answer that question? So you're going to see that, and we'll put it online. Here first, and then. Yeah. Yeah. So not right now, but in fact, of all the things that we've designed so far, the calendar is the one that is that has the most work to do still. Because what I've showed you is a scenario that doesn't work for every family, right? And so the calendar has to be developed to add the ability to move things, to split a lesson into 2 days, maybe 3 days. You could, I can think of a way to do that by selecting only 2 days of the week. If I'm a 4-day homeschooler and I want to teach one lesson if I want to create enough room on my calendar using the functionality that the calendar has right now, I would just select Monday, Wednesday, right? And I would know that every Monday represents, and every Monday, Tuesday represents that one lesson. But like I said, there are a lot of things with the calendar that we need to work on, and so that calendar will change significantly over time. So not yet, but it will. Oh yeah, good question. My friend-to-friend credits. Just didn't have enough room to write it. Actually, it might be enough room. But this is the same thing you've had with your personalized link that you can make. It doesn't look like this is working. Yeah, it's not working right now. But do you remember this? Have you all seen this? This is really important because this is a way that you can not just talk to families about your experiences in family school to help them understand what you're doing and send them to family school, but it's a way for you to give them a credit when they join. So they get an instant $30 credit when you give them your link with your code. We'll work on that tomorrow. Some of the things didn't transfer over quite right. You also get a $5 monthly credit when you do that. So if you give your link to a family who's interested in family school and they sign up, you get a $5 credit every month that they pay, right? Every month that they're a member, you get a $5 credit. We have members who don't pay anything because they have referred 4 or 5 people, and you can only get up to the amount that you're paying each month. And down at the below, once you've referred somebody, it'll tell you who that friend is, and there's a little toggle that shows you your monthly credit is $10, and these are the 2 families that are using the family school because of you. So that's the friend-to-friend referral system. You can click on this Facebook link, this Pinterest link, email, Twitter, and it's just an immediate way to use your link in that message or that comment or that post or that email. And so if you ever want to share the family school with a friend, come here, click on email. It's not working, but click on email in a couple days, and it'll attach that link of yours into that email. And so you can say, hey, go sign up. This is my link. I actually get credit, and so do you when you join. So it's a nice way to, it's a nice genuine way to share something that's benefiting you, but also benefiting them. Okay. Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. So, let's log out and just act like I'm someone looking into it for the first time. How do I get there, James? Plans and pricing. So this is what someone would see when they come here for the first time. They go to plans and pricing, and we have a new plan. So these tools do cost money to build, quite a bit. And you can see this is the current plan that you have, or you have this one, or you have this one. So the basic plan, or the content that you've always had access to and all the tools you've had access to, is in this plan right here. Then there's a content plus. So content plus the tools. Not the calendar, because the calendar is really foundational to all of this, but you can see here what it includes. The pre-K to 8 content plan includes the content, like it always has, Microsoft 365, live chat, school calendar, and then the My Way tool set, all the adaptation tools that we showed, that member connecting with each other. Right now it's in this. Right now you find this in this plan, this next one, the Content Plus, which is $37. So not much more, but a little bit more. But like we've done, and we always have done, and we likely will always try to do, any existing member, so that's everyone here, and maybe not, but any existing member as of July 31st will just receive this plan for this price or less, whatever you're paying. So you'll get everything that we've showed tonight for what you're paying right now. You are kind of grandfathered in. You're our pioneers. And so you'll have access to that. And everybody who joins in the next 4 days will also get access to those tools at this price, at the content price. And then anybody who signs up after, on the 1st of August and after, they will pay a little bit extra per month to have access to some of those tools. Still have the same content, but the tools will cost a little bit more. Good? That doesn't seem, you're not excited enough. That's a lot of free tools. And then the K-12 Content Plus bundle, same concept, same price as it always is. This one's not going up at all, and neither is this one. This is the price that this has been since March. And this is the team plan. And you're welcome to join teams online. If you want to get together with the group online, virtual team, that's just fine. Save you some money. Homeschooling together helps you be successful. We know that. We want to always encourage that, and that's what this team that's what this team account is for. So so if you want to get together with 10 people, you'll pay much less for the family school. All right, next question. Yeah. Right now the calendar is a teaching calendar, and that's the extent of it. It's for you to set up your teaching calendar. Like I said, the calendar area is a place that's going to evolve a lot. We'll have a way for you to add a calendar for each child. You'll have a master calendar as a parent. You can see what's going on. You can add new events to that calendar. You can actually do that right now by just creating a new event, and I can just say field trip at the museum and schedule it there, and it'll be on your calendar. So it is a little bit more than just a teaching calendar, but really it's more for mom, dad. It's a scheduler for you. It's not a calendar for children quite yet, but that's coming. It's a good question. Yeah. That's right. But every child will have different activities throughout the day, right? Different jobs to do, different music lessons, and different sports. And so we really do want to create a parent schoolhouse concept out of this calendar, or a parent organizer, I think is what we've called it. And and it to be a real all-encompassing, comprehensive organization tool to organize your homeschool life, not just your lessons, but your homeschool life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, it will, but it doesn't do that right now. Right now, what you have to do is it's one of the things we really hope to show you tonight, but we just weren't able to get that done. You can drag these wherever you want. This is my recommendation. Don't plan out more than a month with your calendar. Or you can plan the whole year out just like I did right there, but only look at the month. And then at the end of the month, go back and regenerate your calendar each month, right? Move things. Life happens. You're right. You get sick and you can't teach that day. Move the calendar manually. But if you were moving the calendar manually, I'm a little OCD. I would have to move my whole year, right? Well, don't do that. Just move it that week, maybe. You can regenerate your calendar anytime. So just look at the calendar kind of like a month-to-month thing, a month-to-month tool. And generally, the calendar helps you set the expectation at the beginning of what you're able to do, right? That's the real purpose of the calendar, is to help you to plan for what you can and can't do, something realistic. But use it month by month and regenerate that calendar as you move lessons around and as you complete lessons. Because when I regenerate the calendar next month, all those lessons that are completed, they're not going to show up there. So it's going to start with the next lesson. Mm-hmm. Yep. Or halfway through the year or anytime. You could change your settings and regenerate that calendar. If you find that teaching 5 days a week just isn't working for you, then go back and change your settings and regenerate your calendar. The calendar is going to say, hey, you can't teach as many lessons this year. And so you can adjust your courses based on that. Not at the moment. Not at the moment. I mean, we have some ideas for some things to do with apps, but not as much directly related to the family school, a little bit more indirectly related. Almost other kinds of outreaches beyond the family school that fit an app really well. Handouts. Okay, yes. So when you're going to see them. So when I let you go to the gym, you can see how you're going to order handouts now. They're not the huge, thick packet of handouts that are this thick and that you have to go through and you have to pull out for each subject. They're just course-specific handouts, and you can also print them online. You'll have access to them there as well. We did move the self-print download section up to that Content Plus Tools plan. We said we were doing that for years. How many of you remember that? And we just never got around to it. Oh, go ahead. Here and then here first and then. Not. Yeah, there's a way, right, James? James tells me there's a way to do everything. It's just whether you want to spend that much time doing it. Pulling in other curricula. That's an exciting idea, right? To let the family school serve you regardless of whether you're using the family school lesson plan in your home or not. And so a lot of the things that we're going to develop there are a lot of things that we're going to do to help you to organize your homeschool life, like I said before, but it's not there right now. This is the very most basic calendar that we could have for you today that will minimum, again, help you set the right expectation at the beginning of a school year. How many courses should I really try to teach this year? Can we yet? Not yet, but that's not hard. Yeah? It's not hard. I'm actually getting pretty good at knowing what's hard and what's not. I'm starting, right? Yeah? What else can you say? Sivak. There are. Mm-hmm. There are. Sharing calendars is a is is a common tool, like with a Google Calendar, and that's another thing that we'll be adding soon. No, no, not yet. Anything else? Okay. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, everything we've printed so far, we're printing still, except for the little inserts that you put in the front of your notebook. So the children will create their notebooks, and the inserts that we created before, you don't know about them probably because most people didn't buy them. So that's why we're not printing them anymore. We have a bunch of them. We're actually just going to give them away. We have thousands of these inserts that you use to make your student notebooks. Just cover inserts. You put them behind the plastic, and so when you see online on the store, you're going to find that there's a question when you check out for any Scholar school box, and it says, "What year of inserts would you like us to give you?" And we'll just give them with every order of a school box until they're gone. And there's just year 1 through 3. So you will use them as your school year years, not our years anymore. And that's one of the reasons we're giving them away, because it says year on it. It doesn't work anymore. Thankfully, our other print products don't say year on it, and so we can just repackage them and put them in courses. We can break them apart, and Amber's been breaking thousands of flashcards and timeline cards and tab dividers and breaking them into courses and re-shrink wrapping them over the last couple months. Sure. Yeah, so let's make it really easy. We'll just take this review section and let's just delete the whole thing and save it. So it's gone. And if I toggle it back, it's there. And then again, the highlighting opens up this option where I can write something, that I want to remember to do while I'm teaching. That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I've saved that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, good point. At this point, no. What's that? It's 1 day from having it. That's easy. I should have James start to respond to all those. Then he's committed. So get ready tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow night. We've got, I don't know when he's going to wake up. Yeah.
Guess what? The online people in the East, look at Amber. Everybody look at Amber. Give us a sign, Amber. The online people are ready to go to bed. Peter and I kind of have a joke because usually I'm on stage way too long and it drives them nuts. So this is probably the one time that I will stop him from talking. I know you have some, this is so true. I know you have some special things that you want to share before they expire to people online. But I'm doing my announcement right now while you get ready. How's that?
Perfect.
Okay. We're kind of a tag team. So my name's Angela Davidson, and I am lucky enough to be the Community Relations and Events Director here at American Heritage School. And we love having you on campus. We don't like having you on campus. We love having you on campus. When we greet you at the door and say thank you for coming, we really mean it. We love having you here. So I wanted to tell you about a couple things that we have coming up that you're more than welcome to attend on, see if I get my dates right, Monday, August 14th, we have our annual foundations training. How many of you have ever come to that before? This is for our faculty, for our parents, and for anybody in the community who wants to come and find out about our methods, our mission, and really ideas that you can incorporate in your own home and family. It's on our American Heritage webpage on a big web banner. There's Kim Shreve. She's our poster girl for that. You'll see her smiling face. It includes a notebook binder, because you know we love notebooks, and lunch, and it's $30. We'd love to have you. And 1 month later in September, we have Constitution Day here on campus, and we invite everyone to come to that. We have some really neat rotation stations. We learn about people who were foundational in the founding of our country, and you're invited to that. I'll be in the rec hall, and I'll have my little notepad, and you're welcome to let me know what your email address is. And I have an email list that I send people about exciting things that are coming up here on campus that you're invited to. Maybe you want to bring your family to see Fiddler on the Roof in October for $25. Maybe you want to join us for our Christmas concert. We have lots of things, and we also post everything on our school Facebook page. So if you want to make sure that you know what events are coming up, you can keep track of us that way too.
Thank you. Yeah, this is really exciting. I have to tell you that I was really, really nervous today. About 2 o'clock, we learned that our store was broke. And I called James's big and little sister. This is a whole family thing. And I said, I don't know what's wrong with our store. Can you have a look at it? And they found out that our template, it was updated. And then they went to try to restore it, but it's not supported anymore. It was just this big mess. And they said about 5 o'clock, they said, I think we need to purchase another template and we'll redo the site. And this is the first I've seen this. So they've been working on this while we've been talking, and it works. This is really exciting. And I love it. I just said, I'm going to have to go with your, whatever you think looks great. And they did a great job. Anyway, so online, the families online want to know how to get this memorizations packet. And just go to store.familyschoolonline.org. You can actually get there from the home page of thefamilyschoolonline.org. There's a print store button at the top, and it'll take you here. But go to store.familyschoolonline.org, and then when you find the memorizations packet, you can use this once. This code is good for each customer one time, and it's only good through midnight Mountain Time. So you have 4 hours, 3.5 hours, almost 4 hours. And the code is My Way Gift. My Way Gift, all lower caps. Although I don't know if it makes any difference if you put uppercase, but I think it's all. That's how we made it. So My Way Gift, and you can check out on here. You'll still pay shipping and handling. It costs us about $10 on average to get it to you, so you'll still pay some shipping and handling to get it there. But I did check, and it reduces the price $10, so it takes this. They're on sale as well, so if you want the other one, then they're on sale. We'll sell them for $15 normally. The promotion. The promotion today, again, is everybody who joins the family school or who is a member or who joins by the end of the month, they receive the Content Plus Tools membership for the content membership price. So that's really exciting. And the other part of this promotion is that everything on this store, every teacher toolbox and every scholar school box is free shipping. So you can order any course material, free shipping. They're all between $10 and $16 the scholar school boxes, and they're all between $22 and $39 for the teacher toolboxes. And so you can have those shipped to you for free. Images coming soon. We don't have any images yet, but we will have them. You guys can just go look at them, which is nice. But the last thing I'll say before we go and have ice cream and you guys can get a bunch of good free material and your gifts as well, is there's 2 things that you can do to help us. Just know that this program it costs a lot of money to operate. There are a lot of people, and we don't believe in people and over-leveraging people's good intentions. We really don't. And it's a big team, and they're doing a massive work and doing things in an innovative way that are unheard of in this space of LDS homeschooling. Nobody's doing this. Not doing it this way. Not doing it for these reasons this way. And that's a really important mission. And we want you to help us. We need your help. We need your help this year more than we've needed it ever before. And I won't get into the details of that, but this school is at the place where it really feels like this program needs to be supported by two things. Supported by what members are paying for it, and supported by what the members who are using it give to it. And we have those people who can give sitting here and online, and who care and who are capable of giving more, and we need that help. Last year, I hope it's okay if I share, we lost $200,000. We don't look at it that way. We don't look at it as, oh, we lost $200,000, oh no. Because we've had people who really believe in what we're doing, who care about the impact that it's having, who really care about this mission and expanding it and getting it to more families and helping it to bless families' lives all around the world. They care about that they care about it enough to where they're willing to support it. But we need to be supporting ourselves. And so in October, we're going to have our first real annual fund. We have a goal. We need to raise $200,000. And we need to raise that from you. We need people who are using this program, who care about it, who need it, to really think about this, what it means to them, what it means to their grandchildren, because this is something that's not going away unless it's not supported in a way that it needs to be supported to be able to do what we need to do. We have a long list of things that we want to do, that we can do. We have the people. We have the right team. We have the right strategies. We just need the right capital to do this at the pace that we would like to do it. Instead of taking 10 years to do a lot of the things that I talked about today, we'd like to do them in a year. And in order to do that, we need your help. So if you can help, then in October or before, we hope that you'll give what you can. Everybody can give something. And we'll be working with specific families, too, to help establish kind of a match there as well that leverages your donations when you give them in October. The other thing that you can do is to just share them with your friends and your family. You have all these amazing experiences in homeschooling, and some of those experiences come because of your use of the family school. We know it because we hear. You call us, and we read your emails, and we know the impact that it's having. That's a great way for us to be sustained and supported. We love to read those, and we love to have those conversations with you. But when you have those experiences, don't just keep them between your family and us. Share them on social media. Get on Facebook and share an activity, a picture of what you did, and make sure they know what curriculum you're using to help you have those experiences. And so as you use technology and as you're sharing with your friends, just connect those amazing experiences that you're having with the family school as you can. And through those two methods, through those two ways, you will help us help you in a way that we've never been able to before.